garage area just a few minutes ago, and he said we hope to make a decision soon, but the weather is really hampering them getting everything taken care of for Richie Hearn's team, and they've got to get those items smoothed out before they look at running the second car.
Well, if they decided to run a second car, that would be an excellent ride for somebody.
And even some word that maybe A.J. Foyt would put another car out in the show. He, of course, has 3 already with Marco Greco, Davey Hamilton, and Scott Sharp.
My guess is, and I probably shouldn't guess, but my guess is that Foyt would make a car available if it looked like some of these other things weren't going to happen. But I think if it was a case of crowding people out of the field, I don't think Foyt would run another car.
Well, we'll keep our eye on that and let you know those developments. Certainly tomorrow on Indy Midday Live at 11 o'clock, we should have some of the answers to those questions and maybe some drivers matched up with teams by then. No problem matching Eliseo Salazar up with his team. He's the highest returning finisher from a year ago. He'll start on the inside of row 2, and Ron Sexton has the story of Eliseo's great comeback.
After being my darkest moment, 3 months ago, when I didn't know if I could race again, I think, God or destiny, put you in a situation where you have a very hard task, and I was determined to do it somehow, and that made me happy even to be here.
Eliseo Salazar is yet to win the Indy 500, but he's captured courage in record time.
3 weeks ago, we came testing here, and even though I was very sore at the end of the day, I could run some laps, and Dr. Trammell works on some special foam to put on the side, because the piece of suspension went through completely my legs, so it destroyed muscles, bone, and everything. And I knew about 3 weeks ago that I could do it.
Do you expect to see him here in Indianapolis?
I personally felt that Eliseo, being the athlete that he is, would be here without a question and ready to go.
The road from Orlando to Indy was indeed grueling, but his recovery will always be recalled with great fondness.
It's hard to say it without seeming cocky, but that's not the way I'm saying it. I'm really proud of what I did, and I know it will serve me a lot in my life.
What began as a routine practice ended up as a test of life.
To see him hurt at Orlando was very disheartening for the whole team.
We have yellow.
In the accident, he hit the one wall, careened inside, and hit the other wall, tearing the right front suspension off. And one of the pieces just timed itself just right and came down and went right through his leg. It's the A-arm suspension. It's about 3/4 inch thick, 2 inches wide. And it came right through his leg and came out the other side and went right in his leg and against the bone, taking 2 inches of bone out. So what Dr. Trammell did was to take 2 stainless steel plates and put them on the short stub of bone that was above the knee, and put the 2 plates like this, filling in the empty 2-inch space with bone out of his hip, some of it solid bone, some of it moral. Then they bolted this to that, bolted this to here, and also ran some bolts through the other pieces.
His hobbled history is not a crutch or excuse, but rather bold optimism for May 26th.
I could do maybe a little bit more, but I don't want to stress the leg too much. If I walk, I could walk with one crutch, but I want to concentrate on the racing. Once I'm in the car, I'm okay. So after the race, I'll do more rehab, and hopefully, I'll be able to walk within 2 or 3 weeks after the race without any aids. But at the moment, the main thing is to get in the car and do fast laps.
And somehow, Salazar and his teammates have managed to take near tragedy in stride. Proof is in the parking sign outside garage C25. Back to you guys trackside.
It's good that they can keep a sense of humor about it. It's such a serious subject, but it is good to see Eliseo back at the track.
Well, it's just very typical of a race driver to take nothing away from him. They always repair in about 1/3 to 1/2 the time of what the doctors predict.
It is.